Hello guys, it's Tim at Apex, and I'm going to try and do Apex from Apex. And if you can see over there, that is Apex. Oh, this is kind of weird. I'm actually on Green Mountain. I'm not at Apex. But I'm not allowed to actually skin and ski up there, so this was a thing I could do. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you a little bit of a thing that's been on my mind, and introduce you to skinning. So skinning is backcountry skiing, a way to get up a mountain when you don't have a lift. And so what skins look like, it's right here. They slide one way and they grip the other way. And so I can put them on the bottom of my skis, and then that lets me grip as I go up the mountain. And then the other cool thing is my binding on the backcountry ski. On this one, I'll show you. There's these little pivots here that lock in my toe, and so when I'm trying to come up the hill, my heel, which can lock back in here, is free, so I can go up and down, and get a nice movement. But once I'm ready to actually go downhill, I lock my heel into these pins here. I have to turn this guy around to have those pins, and then yeah, I'm ready to go downhill. So, what in the world, Tim? Are you gonna connect any of that to anything remotely in the Bible? Because I do not believe there was any downhill skiing or any winter sports, for that matter, other than avoiding the cold at Christmas time, I guess. Well, what I was thinking was this week, so April 26th, I think your parents and the rest of the church is supposed to be going over mutual submission. Husbands and wives being submitted to each other and caring for each other, and a whole bunch of extra. And this is found in Ephesians 5. Well, in Ephesians 6, it actually brings up children, kids, the people, the offspring of said parents. And right in there it says, children, honor your father and your mother. This is the one commandment that is given to you that is for your good. Now, again, how in the world did that have anything to do with what I'm doing? Well, when my kids were little, they started skiing on the bunny hill, and they could go down, and then they could get on a little pommel lift that grabbed them and slid them back up, and then they could go down and then back up and then go down. And then because my wife Karen and I are pretty good skiers, we felt confident we could throw them on the chairlift with us, right? There is no way the kids could get in the chairlift when they were 2 or 3 years old. No way. But if we got them on the chairlift, all of a sudden we could take them to the top of the mountain and show them a whole new world. A whole new world. World they could not get there easily by themselves at all when their legs are only like 18 inches long. But then that got me thinking too, is that, well, so here these little kids get the advantage of me, the parent, to get them up to places they wouldn't get to go themselves right away. And now my kids could completely ignore that fact, completely forget that without me, they're not getting up to the top of the mountain, because they can't get onto the chair. But similarly, now I have no chairlift over there. I can't get to the top of the mountain. But I was gifted this gear. Somebody in Victoria wanted to hand it over to somebody else to keep using. I now, with a ton of effort, I can now skin up to get to the same kind of amazing terrain, amazing situations. But now I am not taking anything for granted, because I know every meter of elevation I'm going to get to ski down, I've actually put in on the way up. Well, you know what? With our parents, sometimes we take them for granted. We don't actually recognize how how far up the mountain they're taking us, how much gear they're giving us in life to be able to cope with different things. And so this idea that we should honor them, it's really in recognition that they're getting us somewhere we couldn't get on our own. And the other interesting thing is when we learn to honor our parents, it's way easier as an adult to submit to our Father in heaven, because there's oftentimes I take him for granted, and I can't. He's getting me through every day. And so, yeah, I hope that makes a bit of a connection with you guys, that, somehow skiing could in some way be connected to something biblical. And so really thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm just going to thank our Father in heaven for all this incredible opportunity I get, and I hope you're getting really good opportunities with your families to just experience each other or experience something new that's not always there when you're busy, busy, busy. So Lord God, we just thank you so much for your provision, for your love, for this beauty of creation around us, for the fact that you get us places we could not go on our own, and you equip us with things that we didn't start out with. And we just want to acknowledge that. We want to acknowledge our parents and honor them, even though it was super, super hard at times to do. In your name we ask it, amen. Actually, that brings up another story, but I guess I'll have to hold off on that one for now. Oh, maybe not. I'm only at 7 minutes. Huh? You get another story. So yeah, when I was in university, I was discipling a young guy, and it was really hard for him to honor his parents, because he came from a culture where essentially whatever his parents said, he was supposed to just do. No questions, just do it. And so he became a Christian, and his parents said, you are not allowed to go to youth group. And he was, wow, that hurts, ouch. Well, interestingly enough, while he couldn't go to youth group, they would let him come to my place, and we could have a Bible study. And it started off with just him, and then it came to be with a couple other friends from the youth group, which then made it not youth group, but kind of was youth group all at the same time. Anyways, I got so much insight into how, in his heart, he knew that the only way he could ever show Christ, show Jesus to his parents, was if he submitted to what seemed like an outrageously difficult thing, which was don't go to youth group and do fun things and be at a church, and don't do that. And yet, how was he going to grow if he wasn't at youth group and doing things? And here's the neat thing. He was able to come to Bible study, still keep growing like crazy. His parents actually started seeing that he was honoring them, even though he didn't want to, but he was honoring them, and he wasn't doing it begrudgingly. He wasn't angry. He just kept submitting and kept praying to God. And within about 6 months of him faithfully honoring his parents, they said, yeah, we don't understand what your beliefs are. We don't agree with them. We have our own religious beliefs. However, we can see that this is enabling you to become the young man that you're becoming, and we appreciate that. And so you can go to youth group. And from being able to go to youth group, then he was able to also come to camp, and just make an incredible difference in the lives of a lot of people for just sharing his witness and his honoring his parents. So yeah, there you go, an extra story. Yeah, this is Tim signing off from Apex for Apex. Take care, guys.